Compared to the feature-rich, fun-to-use, and intuitive natures of platforms like Facebook and Instagram, email seems outdated and heck, even irrelevant. But if you're trying to run an online business and you slack off on making the most of emails, you can quickly find yourself behind the curve. Never, ever underestimate the power of emails, and I'm here to tell you why. Hey everyone, my name's Lisa Ann, and in today's video, we're going to talk to you about why you should be using email marketing, as well as 10 different tips on nurturing your email list for beginners. So let's start off with why. Think about this for a minute. Imagine having an easy to access list full of your brand's biggest fans. Imagine being able to prepare just one email all about your latest products or offering and being able to send it to your dedicated fans without much effort. And finally, imagine being able to maintain the interest of your new customers without having to type the same email over and over and over again, making sure they stay interested in whatever it is that you sell. When done correctly, this is the power of email marketing. It can work wonders for your brand. While it may not seem so obvious at first, email marketing is an essential and indispensable part of your business, not only for your brand's presence, but especially for its growth. Even with all the social media platforms available to us to do our business on, email remains relevant, incredibly, when nurturing connections with your longtime fans and prospective clients alike. It's a part of your online business you generally own because customers who are willing to provide you with their email and contact information say that they want to know more about your brand and is interested in what it is that you have to offer. And how well you use this information can significantly affect the relationships with existing clients and even potentially new ones. Now, when done right, email marketing can even do the selling for you. I believe it was Gary Vee who first started talking about the importance of providing value before you ask your prospects for anything. This essentially encompasses the concept of incentivization. And really just giving people incentives is not only smart, but it makes the process of selling feel a lot more natural and really nearly as stressful. It's nice when people approach you, right? And not so much the other way around, when you're having to go out and approach someone else. When you provide value first before you ask for anything, you're really just planting a seed. Now, that operation method is the standard in marketing, and anything other than that feels like a spam. Let's move on to the 10 different tips to nurturing your email list for beginners. I will share with you a general overview of really important factors that are worth remembering for your email marketing. They are specific conceptually, but not technically. You'll understand shortly. The technical details of how these things are set up, how to do it correctly, and how to automate it, we'll save that for a later video. But right now, we'll discuss the things you should be aware of when you're building out an email marketing strategy. So step number 1, you want to send a welcome email, obviously. Whether someone signs up for your email list via a sign up for my email list button, or even a section on your website, or maybe they land or sign up via a landing page or through a lead magnet, you should have a corresponding email for each particular trigger they use to be added to your email list. Welcome emails are known for their much higher open rate than regular newsletters, so make sure that you consider a welcome email. So step number 2, pop in to say hello on the regular. Let's pretend that you just bought some fries and you sat down for your snack. Just stay with me for this metaphor. Sending a welcome email and only a welcome email, that's absurd. It's like walking up to that counter to get the ketchup for your fries that you just bought, only to forget why you got there in the first place. It's a little, let's just call it silly. It's a bit silly to only send that one welcome email. Now, why is that? Because it's essential to maximize the time a prospect is most interested in hearing from you. That welcome email matters, but so does everything else that you send after that. We want to be as intentional as possible. We want to be strategic. So don't just send one email because I'm telling you that email marketing is powerful. You want to send the email because you want to. And most importantly, you want to have a specific goal in mind. Now, this brings me to my next point. The importance of setting up an automated email series that runs for you for a couple of weeks. I'm all about transparency, so I'll admit, I have a lead magnet of my own in which I'll be teaching you how to build a laser targeted and lucrative email list for your business. I'll actually break down the 4 simple and very straightforward steps that you need to follow. The first one, attract your dream client into your email list. Number 2, how to build a relationship with them. Number 3, how to automate your email marketing. And guys, you know I'm all about that automation. And how to automate your actual list building. I'll add a link in the description below where you can get access to whenever you're ready. But if you want to pause the video to check it out, that's cool. I can't wait. So next up, step number 3, don't act like a car salesman, okay? In this day and age, marketing has evolved. You need to think like Gary Vee. Focus on providing value. Not hammering into someone's head about the sale that you'll be running at 6 different times. It's not only annoying, but it's really just unnecessary. There are more effective ways to sell. Step number 4 out of 10, always add value, not just when you're selling. It's easy to unsubscribe from an email list when we feel like the content just lacks substance, or we really just aren't that interested or aren't getting anything out of it. It's much more difficult to justify that if every single email contains some golden nugget of wisdom and can quickly be applied. It can be as simple as highlighting someone else's approach and what we can learn from it. For this example, let's take someone who sells websites for a living. It can be as simple as highlighting other people's websites that are impressive and discuss why they are so remarkable. What it is about the aesthetics that make it so whoa when you visit the website. What is it about the content or the pages that it makes it so effective, and so on. You get the point. Now, step number 5, you want to segment it out. Segmenting is the process of utilizing what's known as a lead intelligence. So this is often overlooked as most people assume it's best to throw all of your subscribers into one campaign. But really, every single person is different. Humans are multifaceted, are we not? And distinguishing between your readers and sorting them into groups will help you create a more targeted email campaign. You'll be able to maximize the value that you actually provide, as well as how they even engage with your email list. Now, lead intelligence refers to the data about your subscribers, which can be accessed in your email server provider. In it, you'll be able to review the types of emails that this person has opened in the past, the links that they actually clicked, the webinars they actually attended, if they filled out a form for specific content, and honestly, so much more. This is what we mean by nurturing your email list. The more you know about your email subscriber, the easier it will be to actually communicate with them, with providing content that we already know that they are interested in. It's like knowing someone's love language before you go on that first date, right? Super handy. Now, step number 6, you want to choose the right frequency. How often should you send emails is one thing that confuses people the most, to the point that some people don't even begin. The truth is, it's going to depend on a multitude of factors, and the best way to figure out the correct formula is to test it, and then adjust your frequency accordingly. Now, the open rate, the click rate, and the unsubscribe rate, those are the figures that you're going to want to pay attention to. Don't just disregard it. Let it guide you. And those little tweaks at a time, that's how you make an incredible email list. Now, I don't recommend sending out emails every single day or multiple times a day. Really, it's just annoying and people don't want that. The most common approach is sending them once a week, but it does depend on the expectations that you've set, the goal of the campaign, and what value you actually are providing. If you feel overwhelmed with information, just start with once a week. It's the easiest thing that you can do. Okay, so step number 7. Don't forget that they've actually received other emails from you. The same way that I'm always referencing previous content that I've created either in my videos or lead magnets, you should take that same approach of gently reminding people about something that you've mentioned in the past. And by gently reminding them, what I mean is keeping it simple. 1 sentence, 2 max, okay? You're not going to be rewording the entire, or even a quarter of the last email you sent. You're not just gonna repeat yourself endlessly. You'll reference it as an introduction to the next topic to move the conversation forward. And you can do this by saying something like, last time we discussed blah, 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 fill in the blanks, okay? So step number 8, don't let the format stop you. Are you a perfectionist? I am. If you are, it may be close to impossible to convince you of this, but try not to stress about your actual email formatting, okay? The information is critical. Aesthetics, it can make a huge difference. I won't take it away from that, but aesthetics are something that you can work towards. It can be, let's say, even like a beta 2.0 right now, where we're working on the version number 1. Remember that the most important thing is the essential information in the words that you are actually writing, in the links that you are adding in. Everything else is just confetti. Does it hurt? No, but don't let that defer you from actually completing it. So if you're struggling with this because you are a perfectionist, please just ask someone else to help you if you need. I don't care if you go on Reddit, a Facebook group, or try to hire someone, but don't go at it alone. There is no shame in asking for help if you're doing something positive or if you're trying to move forward or move your business forward in a positive direction. Trying to do it yourself everything, it's a great way to waste a lot of valuable time. Instead, spend that time mapping out your strategy or writing the actual email or enlisting the people that maybe will write them for you. Making everything pretty, that comes second, okay? Focus on the content. Focus on the message. That's all you have to do. Now, step number 9, no robot talk, okay? Just because you're segmenting your emails and you're working to implement automation doesn't mean that you lose touch with being personable. Automation refers to planning out messages that will automatically hit your subscribers' inbox when they meet a specific trigger. While you control this input and output process, you also still control the content that you're actually sending. So what I'm trying to say is just because you've mapped out your automation doesn't mean that there's no more work to do. You still need to write the content, and it still needs to rock and roll. So don't be generic. You're not a robot. You don't have to sound like you're a robot. Give it some spice, put your personality into it, just as you would if we're in person. Now, distinguish yourself from the majority in some form or the fashion. Step number 10, reuse your Evergreen blog content. Don't let your blog content go to waste. Find ways to actually incorporate it into your emails. Use some of the best performing content that you know statistically works, or bring attention to content that it maybe seems like no one else has actually noticed it yet. Think about it like reusing before recycling. Now, I hope you enjoyed today's video and learned some key things to consider when it comes down to nurturing your email list or even just building an email list in general. Now, if you want all the specific when it comes to techniques in the process, literally from start to finish, you'll actually find a link in the description below where you can learn more about building a laser-targeted and lucrative email list for your business. And make sure to hit that like button if you've learned something new today, and be sure to subscribe so that I can teach you how to get more out of your marketing in this amazing online world. But of course, I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.